Hi and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to compare Rasetsu's skills with Cynthia and see if I think she's going to be the one I'm going to replace first. This is the process I go through. You can see I haven't updated her at all, but one second, I'm going to get her upgraded. Okay, now she's upgraded. Alright, so let's check out these skills. So her first one, Ledger of the Guilty. Each time an enemy squad deals skill damage, she applies one stack of sin to them, stacking up to 4 times. When a friendly squad deals skill damage to an enemy squad with sin, Judgment is triggered, dealing additional damage equal to the target's sin stacks times 18%. Each Judgment reduces sin by 1 stack. And usually blue heroes do lots of preparing for skill damage, not a lot of passive. That's more of a yellow thing, so this would definitely do some damage to yellow. Their skills are either passive or they don't have many rounds to cool down before they are active again. Okay, so then we have all debts due. Every 4 turns, Rasetsu settles every debt at once. Judgment is immediately triggered on all enemy squads, dealing damage equal to their sin stacks times 4.5%. Also applies poison stacks. Each stack reduces damage dealt by 3% and deals 4% damage per turn, equal to each target's sin stacks for 3 turns. So at least with this one, this is an active skill, but it's every 4 turns. I really hate how they word these things now. It's so complicated. I'm really gonna have to test this one out to figure out how that's working. The third one, Forced Confession. At the start of each turn, Rasetsu forces all enemy squads to atone for their sins, reducing their damage dealt by 6% for 1 turn. For every 1 control style friendly squad present, the effect is increased by 70%. Enemy squads with more than 4 sin stacks are also disarmed. Okay, well that's actually pretty good. So if you're a rally leader and you make sure all your joiners send control squads, for every 1 of the friendly control style squads, the effect is increased by 70%. That's pretty crazy, actually. If I'm reading it right, and you're rallying with control and everyone else has control, that should decimate someone's damage dealt. Interesting. Now let's bring up Cynthia's, because that's who she'd replace. So Cynthia's first skill. Cynthia applies Earth Resonance, reducing damage taken by 9.9% with an additional 4% for control style squads to all friendly squads until the end of battle. I mean, Cynthia's reduces damage taken, and Rasetsu reduces damage dealt by enemies. But that Rasetsu chick, scary as she is, I think she won that one. So then, second skill. Each turn, Cynthia unleashes her drill on all enemies, dealing 228% damage and applying 1 stack of bleed. Each stack deals 30% damage per turn. At 4 stacks, all stacks are consumed to trigger a shockwave that applies disarm to all enemies for 2 turns. So in a blue rally, she will decimate the other rallies' damage dealt. And then when Judgment is triggered, deals additional damage equal to the target's sin stacks by 18%. And then each Judgment reduces sin by 1 stack. So you just reduce it down to 3, and then the next round, it'll keep stacking to 4. And then it also disarms with the third skill each turn. If they have first round and yellow hits relatively quickly with skills, so they'll have all those stacks. So they'll be disarmed, have their damage dealt dramatically reduced, and increases the damage dealt to the enemy. Now that I'm reading this, I'm a little concerned for Cynthia. But let's check this third one. Cynthia coats her drill in lethal poison. Every time Bane Puncture applies bleed to all enemies, there's a 50% chance of also applying 2 stacks of poison. Each stack reduces damage dealt by 3% and deals 6% damage per turn for 4 turns. Even though I am not sure about the second skill of hers, how exactly, if that'll work out well or not, this third one, in conjunction with the first skill, makes me kind of think that she is going to do better. And she also applies poison, so using the Tempest Arms with the Toxic Surge skill would make her even stronger. Okay, so I am going to have to say that Cynthia lost. I think Rasetsu is going to overtake her. But let me upgrade her, and then I'll show you where you have to get to stat-wise to overtake Cynthia. So the same as with Kaguya, once you get Rasetsu, get these first 4 done, and this middle one right here, get that first upgraded, and you'll overtake max Cynthia on stats for attack and defense. So I think if history is proven right, that this will be where she overtakes Cynthia. But we will see. But let's check these out. Let's see if a big difference in skills. So we're in Elite right now. Let's see if there's many changes. So the Synstac's damage, additional damage increases from 18 to 24% at max level. And then the poison stacks reduce damage dealt by 3% and deals 4% in Elite, but once you get to max bonus, it increases to 4% for reduction in damage dealt. And then for the third skill, in Elite, it reduces damage dealt by enemy by 6% for 1 turn. And then for every 1 control friendly squad, the effect is increased by 80%. So it goes from 6% to 8% in their damage reduction. So she'll just get stronger. Yeah, I think she is gonna replace Cynthia. But if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, bye-bye.